All right, it's taken me, Who's Fat? I'm listening to Michael Jackson by Weird Al, Who's Fat? Wait. It's you being noisy. Okay, I was just checking. So we're here with the Xduoo TA-03s, sent to me by Apos, and I am a pretty big fan of Xduoo hybrid tube amps. I've got the TA-30 in the rack. I've got the TA-20 in the rack. The TA-10 is somewhere around here. I'm serious. I don't know where the fuck I put it. Oh, there it is. And that's the headphone amp combo that I like most with my 909s, with those old ass tube in it. So they're like, hey, we got the new thing. I'm like, give me that. Give me that, give me that, give me that. And I've been sitting here. Oh God, I hope that's dirt on the image. Wallpaper available in the description. See if there's a spot above her hair, because if it's not, my monitor has got a dead pixel and I'll it's too weird to shape. It's got to be something on the image. So I bring this tube amp out. I've had it here warming up a couple days, breaking the tubes in like you do. And I use it once or twice. I use it for the Civga 006 review. Just basically getting like, okay, it's a hybrid tube. It should be fine. And then I start plugging in like it's time for the review. And I'm like, all right, hybrid tubes. Usually you buy a hybrid tube amp because a regular tube amp, like the Dark Voice there, which is sitting there idling, is incapable of driving low impedance loads like a planar would have, because a real tube amp needs like draw, and planars are very efficient. So they're efficient and inefficient. It's a weird electrical, I can't teach you. All you got to know is that the harder a headphone is to draw, like HC600 is like 300 ohms, the more it drags the tube amp into the amplification process. So a planar is usually just go in there and it gets all wild and weird because it's not pulling enough. So you got a hybrid because it's a solid state amplifier, like an A90, like a Singzer, like anything that's a solid state amplifier, but then they do all the tube shit right before that, so you get like best of both worlds. You get a bit of tubiness, the signal comes in and it gets tubified, then it gets solid state amplified out, and you could run, you know, your usually impossible to tube headphones tubularly. And so I got this, and I didn't look up the specs. I just assumed it was going to be the same as all the other ones. In fact, I've done a tube amp that looks very similar to this, which was an Xduoo, which was a single tube called the TA-03, I think. This is the 03s. And I remember in my head that the volume control on that was literally death. It was like, all right, I'm going to turn it up. I'll never hear it for the rest of my entire life. It was so loud. It had so much gain in the first like 15% of the volume knob that it could power anything. Just, oh, my truck won't start. Plug in the headphone cable, yank it out of the headphones, touch it to the battery terminals, turn it up, crank it. Like that sort of levels of power. And the fool in me was like, oh, it's gonna be the same thing. This, at load, let me get this exactly right. Yeah, at a 600 or 300 ohm load is 300 milliwatts, 1/3 of a watt, or less than 1/3 of a watt. And at 150 ohm, which is more towards where like planars and stuff would be, it's only 200 milliwatts. And I double checked those figures on Amazon and on the site. I'm like, wait a second, why would you have a hybrid tube amp that's so weak? Because I literally was sitting here going, oh God, is this one damaged? Oh fuck, I would rub it in my face. Oh God. Because first thing I whipped out was the Fostex T20 RPs, which are T50s but open back, and they are notoriously hard to drive. And I throw them in this, and I'm like, just kept turning the volume knob. It stopped at some point. I just kept turning it. No good. I plug it into the TA-20, which is the I guess you'd call it little brother. This one's 400. This is 389 or 289. So it's this is a cheaper unit than that. But this gets powered by that at like 80 out of, I think, 100. So it's like, okay, these don't sound good. Not just they wouldn't get powered, they don't sound good on this. Let's move on. Focal Allegias. Plug them into this. Sound beautiful. Fucking great. Oh my God, sound amazing. All right, so now I've got this headphone I can't use in the review. The Focal Allegias are good. Claims 600 ohm, right? 600 ohm. I have a pair of 600 ohms. Everybody loves 600 ohm. DT-880s don't. DT-880 600 ohm on this sound. They sound like what people think DT-880 600 ohms sound like when they don't have the amplifier to push it. It was just lackluster and terrible and like I wanted to gag. So I'm like, all right. We're going to keep with the planar aspect of this. I have to have an easier to drive planar. So I whip out the 5XXs. By the way, I'm using the cable from the HP3s on them because it's such a fucking nice cable and it needs more love. What? Klipsch, make another set of fucking headphones because they're so good. Or at least good don't make Bluetooth, make good ones. Hook these up to it, and at first I was like, okay, this is not bad. I was using, by the way, I'm feeding this. This has a DAC built in. I tested it. Sounds fine. Fine. Just fine. All DACs sound fine. But for purposes of today, I'm using the Topping D70S fed through I2S off of the jammed under my desk a Pi hat. Just let the Pi 2AS just do its thing. So I'm like, all right, just feed it RCA with the beautiful world's best cables. In fact, can I pick this up for you? Because it's 6 fucking pounds. That's another thing that blew my mind. It's 5.7 pounds. We're going for a power to weight ratio or a cost to weight ratio. It's like, it used to be in the old days like, oh man, this thing is so heavy and it only costs $700. So this thing, when you take it out of the box, you're gonna be impressed as fuck. Because I kill you with this. I kill a bear with this. It has literally a USB. Do I have enough cable? No, I don't. I have a USB-C there. It has a link icon, and then it has RCA ins, just one RCA in, your power and your power switch. Your main power switch is on the back. You pick it up. The front has, I like the volume knob. I wish this indicator was a little white here, but it's got all these little notches around, like that matters. Like you're gonna actually count every individual notch around there. You're not going to. There's a DSD indicator, because of course the DAC will handle DSD, and you have a blue power LED, which apparently it's a fucking thing for tube amps. It's just fucking blue, obviously, because the tubes are red and amber. Let's just do blue. And you get your single 1/4-inch output, which I think is a little bit too close to the volume knob. Like I feel like that should be over. That's just me from a design standpoint. There might be other equipment here I don't know about. It's just, I feel like if that's there, then I have a hard time getting my thumb to go past it. It's just, whatever. Zeos is giving you a Z review, so calm down. So it weighs, literally weighs as much as a small meteorite. It's got 3 tubes. It gets nice and hot. It's got its own DAC built in. It has almost no power. And of all the headphones I tried for this review, like, oh my gosh, I figured out finally what it was. It's for IEMs. It's an IEM only tube hybrid. It's an IEM only tube hybrid. It's got such low fucking power numbers. 300 milliamps is the highest, milliwatts, not milliamps, milliwatts, is the highest they're claiming. And then it drops down to like 200 for like 150 ohm, which is roughly where you're gonna be. It's like, what are you doing with this? And then I whipped out the FIO FD5s, which are the single dynamic. And now it all makes sense, because these sound fantastic on it. These sounded good because they're super easy to drive, super easy to drive. And now these, it's Eric Cartman. These IEMs sound great on it. So that's got to be what they want you to do. Because I mean, I have to, this is a consumer advocate warning. Don't go buying this if you have headphones, basically. Unless you absolutely know they are the easiest fucking headphones to drive in the world. If I look at my wall and say, what would probably work on these? Schipp 9500s would work on these. Civica Phoenix would work on these. They're super easy to drive. Should have pulled those out. My ATH 2000Xs would probably work. No, maybe, you know, maybe the Focal Stellias, maybe maybe. But HD600s, no. Any of the Sennheisers are no. Maybe Grados, maybe like the SR60s, maybe. But I know IEMs will work. Because, I mean, I'm barely cresting like 9 o'clock. Hold on. Christmas, well, now I get presents, yes. So yeah, I'm gonna link in the description, because I have to link something. This, obviously, because this is what I was sent to review. And if you have nothing but IEMs and you want to listen to them on a hybrid tube, here you go. But everything else, and I mean everything else, minus like the very, very few exceptions of like super light to drive headphones, you're gonna want a TA20 at minimum. I'll link to TA30 as well. And I mean, if I plug, oh god damn, I have to glue these things to the back. Plug that into the dark voice. Yeah, even though these are 58 ohm planars, they work relatively well on the dark voice. Mama got a best friend. I haven't turned on the TA30. I should turn on the TA30 actually. But you know, so yeah, this is like I'm surprised. I wouldn't have guessed when I'm like, just by picking it up and holding it, like, holy shit. Oh god, my cat weighs 7 pounds and this weighs 6. 7 pounds 5 ounces, I think she weighs. Last time I took her to the vet. So this is 5.7 pounds. This is almost as much as Chewbacca. Chewbacca takes a big dump. This weighs as much as my cat. So it's a heavy fucking unit. And it's intimidating to look at. It's got all this metal and triple tubes, and it's like, the DAC is fine. If you're getting it and you're using its own DAC, it's fine. I found no difference between what was going into it and whatever I'm feeding it, because the two parts doing enough fuckery that if there is a difference between the DAC input on this or that, I can't tell. Don't buy this if you're looking to amplify anything that requires any sort of power. KPH30Is probably, you know what? Let's go get them. Because I'm talking a lot, and I'm a talker. I don't like talkers. I'll eat every fucking chicken in this room. Here are the brand new clear KPH30Is, which I got a 6 of. Already set to be ultras. Let's unplug this. So I know those work. And let's just give this a chance, and that has to pull out a little bit. Skip songs. Nice deep low end. I was actually hearing distortion in these. Like the 5XXs were great until there was a point in the song where it was like buh, 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 and I heard and I'm like, ah! Bob Marley. Yeah, this works. Super easy to drive headphones. Sounds great. I'm not even the thing is, when they work, the volume never has to go past like 11 o'clock. When they don't work and you find yourself going past noon and it's like this, it's like, uh-oh. And then it's just, oh shit, distortion. Or it just doesn't sound good. So, I mean, I'd fuck this. Ooh. Oh, wait, you know what? No, never mind. Pass. Because, listen, good, but I want it louder. Noon. Just distorted mess. You need something even more efficient than KPH30i. How is it even fucking possible? Xduoo, back to the drawing board with this. I mean, it works for IEMs. For like the 2 pairs of IEMs I tried on it. It worked great. And then for the Alleges, let's put the Alleges back on. It's fucking pile of headphones. Pile of rejected headphones on these. Yeah, this sounds loud. This gets loud enough without any distortion that I'm okay with it. And those do too. So it's just like, because because I like Xduoo. I love Xduoo. They haven't been full of wins. They had a couple issues. But usually their hybrid tubes are just like a no-brainer. I mean, fucking have the 30s, the 20, and the 10. I have all of them. It's a fucking whole set. I'm going to probably sell this in the yard sale. Yeah, so I'm done. Thanks to you, APOS, for sending this out. If actually APOS might want this back. I'll see. I'll see what APOS is doing. Because APOS sends me like 7 things at a time, and I'm sure they don't want to just sell everything. This thing linked in the description. I'll link everything that all the good, solid, extremely powerful fucking tube amps, tube hybrids that Xduoo sells on APOS, linked in the description. I'll link, I guess, to all the headphones I used here because you gotta click on something. And who doesn't want these clear fucking KPH30Is? I do, and now I have them. Link to the wallpaper. Link to the Patreon and Subscribe Star, which support this channel and let you see reviews early and participate in the yard sales. If this gets kept here, I'll pack it up in its 7-pound fucking package and see how it goes. 1st to the 10th of every month, I ship for free continental to the United States, 1/3 shipping international. There's a $10 tier on the Patreon subscriber side, let you into a private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat where everybody already knows my opinion on everything. If not only you want to see reviews early, by the time I've got my thoughts, filmed them, rewatched them, done the links, uploaded them, scheduled them, put them on Patreon, that's still many days. If you just want to know instantly, hey, Zeos, what'd you get in the mail today? It'd be in that chat. Be like, got this. What does it sound like? And then you just don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. I guarantee you there's more people in that $10 chat that just don't watch my reviews anymore, because they have all the information they need immediately. So that's an idea. Again, wallpaper in the description, because that's cute. It's good. I picked literally an average wallpaper. She got cute eyes, and she's dressed nice, but it's like yeah. It's yeah. Oh, don't forget to check out Hi-Fi Guides in the Hi-Fi Guide forum. I'm not 100% sure we have all the tube amps there. We'll see. We'll see what's doing down. Yeah, this, that, the next thing. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. I just saved you some money. Unless you're specifically like, no, Zeos, I need a tube hybrid for my IEMs or else I'm never going to be able to be happy. And well, here you go. Be happy.